Welcome back to another day in the life with Illegal Mist. We are gonna check out the Soul Merchant shop, and once again, no seer. Brutal. Um, I would love a Noct at some point, but don't have him on the account yet. We are looking pretty solid on our tier 2 essence and tier 1 and tier 2. We're almost at 150 for the good stuff, which is nice. Yesterday I grabbed, I think it might have been a 2-star Rotos from the shop, and I think my next goal is to get the Bad L 3-star, which I think is 150 of the silver, but it'll give me the 30% chance to place the smite instead of the 15, which I think is pretty significant. So I'm gonna try and work my way towards that. I ended up switching my Riho from, she was in, Intimidating Presence. I switched her over to Brimstone just to kind of help with the dragon boss for 10 hard, because her and Bad Elf duo it. So yeah, so the fusion has started, and based on the summon rush points, I'm really thinking I'm just gonna go for the epic, pull 4 sacreds, and then kind of green and blue shard my way up to him. I was gonna go for the epic, but there's no Lego books. I need to pull another sacred pretty much to get another legendary book, so I don't think the rewards are really worth it to go all the way up to the epic. And I was doing out some math, and I've sort of figured out the math behind how much energy you need for dungeon divers and how many gems that you'll actually need to use if you don't have any like surplus energy and stuff. So I think it's gonna come out to a decent bit of gems if you don't get energy from any tournaments and events, but we'll get a little bit, so it'll help us out with that. But I think it's just more worth doing that, and that way I won't pull 10 sacreds. For next week, we should be able to, if you complete all the events, you should be able to fuse up 3 of the epics, so that'll help. And then I can make 3 Broadmaws as well, so I'll probably do that as well, and that's like 1500 points, so then I should more or less have all of the points I need. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that just to save myself the sanity. My shards, as high as it might seem for some people, this is kind of like low, or like not where I want to be. So I'm gonna try and save my sacreds as much as possible during this. And yeah, it's kind of all that strategic play of trying to pull stuff that I have and whatever. And honestly, I can even come in here and like Lady Aresh, Taya, Z, Ichi, or whatever their name is, I can pull these 3 as well. So that'll get me probably to the rare that I need in the Champ Chase tournament next week. So that's probably my goal. Basically do a fusion with only 4 sacreds. So yeah, hopefully though we get a couple sacreds here. That would be nice. I also wouldn't mind a couple Lego books, because I have more than enough legendaries that need them. Got 15 gems there, which is nice. Another ancient, so that's pretty solid. And an ancient flat stat, but I might roll it just to see if we get the quad speed. And these gloves are pretty trash, so dang, pretty unfortunate clan boss rewards. Let me hit hard really quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, we are done with hard clan boss for the day. So yeah, we're looking pretty solid. I just need to do the Doom Tower boss, but otherwise I'm good. I want to show you all the duo. This is the worst. So I got all of these live arena refills, but yesterday I wasn't around that much, so I had to drive like an hour and 15-ish minutes to go to some appointments. But I got the live arena tokens, and then I didn't have any time to work on it because I was gone all day. So that was pretty unfortunate. But yeah, we are looking pretty good for the dragon, and then the champ training is gonna be pretty easy. I think I am only at 500, but I have a lot of food. Let me just scroll down. I've got like all of these are pretty much food, so because they're pretty much all duplicates, and I've got a bunch of potions for voids, so I can do that. I'll end up probably taking all of these to 3-star and ascend them for the Broadmaw fusion. Everyone else I'll just bring up to 4-star. I don't know if there's anyone that I'm necessarily looking right now to get to 6-star. Anchorite would be kind of cool. Like, it would be nice to get Foley up because I have a 2-star awakening or ascension or whatever they're called for him. And I could use him in live arena, but I'm not too fussed about it. I think, yeah. And otherwise, like, I have another Royal Guard, but I don't need to use him. I don't know. I'm trying to just like go through my champs and see, because I'm at the point now where I don't need to. I mean, I could do, honestly, this Seeker would be kind of nice, because if I put this Seeker up, then I could use the Painkeepers that I have and put them in the whatever Bad Eater comp that I have, and then I can slowly work my way out of using Cardiella and Lydia in my clan boss team, depending on how the damage is, and then I don't have to keep swapping gear off of my other Seeker and stuff like that. But it also seems kind of wasteful just to do that out of convenience. I could do Saris maybe, but I don't know that I would use her too much. I don't know, it's kind of tough for me to say who and what I want to level up now. So if you guys see anyone that you think like I'm kind of sleeping on, let me know. But I don't know, it's getting to that point where I'm like, I guess I'll just do random champions because I need them for the champ training. So yeah, we'll do that. We got plenty of brews to go around too, so, and so many barrels, like there's like almost no use for them at some point because you get all of your masteries and your champion's like level 55. So yeah, so we're looking pretty good on that. Let's pull these two just because I feel like it. I will say the one thing, so I do think it's the best bet to go for the slow play in your soul essence and stuff and not get the soul stones. But when you pull the soul stones and then you get like the 300 eternal soul essence or whatever, and then you can just straight up convert it into 6 of these, like that's really nice. But I'm still playing it this way, slowly but surely. So yeah, let me show you all the dragon run now that I changed up the Riho to Brimstone. I think I've only ran like 3 or 4 of them, and so the win rate was like 95% ish. I've ran, I don't even know at this point, I've probably ran 50, and I've seen maybe 5 fails in RSL Helper. And I think the majority of the fails come from this wave, if I'm not mistaken, where Bad Al gets killed really quickly, and then I'm not sure, like it'll happen where he dies, and then I think Riho has to die this wave. Otherwise, she can take down the second wave by herself. It just takes a really long time, and then she can take down the boss by herself too. But I think what the issue was, there's a small chance on the boss where Riho has her block debuffs up every time that the poison gets put up, and then the boss is able to like cycle around, and I think the boss ends up with the increased attack and Riho is not able to place the decreased attack at the same time. So I think it's just like a very, very small chance of like all these sorts of things happening, and Riho is not able to solo it, and like that's the times when Bad Al's not alive and all this sort of stuff. So, but I think with her also having Brimstone, it helps take down the waves faster, but I think it also gives me more security on the boss because Riho is able to go in and place it at a 30% chance instead of Bad L's 15%. And I think as long as one of them places it one time, no matter the RNG, we're gonna kill the boss. Where if we don't place the brimstone on the boss at all, then I think it's still like a 95% chance that we kill him, but there's just an off chance that Riho cycles around too like awkwardly and doesn't place the stuff when she needs to. So yeah, that's pretty much the run in a nutshell, but I mean it's pretty solid honestly. Like for just being a 2-man, they can get it done in about 2:30 pretty consistently. And we've had some, I think the fastest I had was 2:20 so far, or 2:18 with them, which I think is really good for the, you know, highest end content. I'm interested to see what would happen if I had Stultus built out and I put him in the spot where Riho is. I don't know if it would be faster, but I think you could get that one to like pretty much 100% because him and Bad L I think would just cycle the poisons and the waves would get stunned all the time. And then instead of like Riho, where sometimes she doesn't reflect the stuff, I think he'll always do it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool team though. I like it. And then my Ice Golem team, it's been really solid, but I think I've gotten kind of unlucky. I think once I get the books into Drang, it'll be much more consistent though. So I don't like running it unless I have to. So I might drop for the tournament, the Ice Golem one. I might drop to stage 20 normal and just have Bad L solo it. I think it's just, you know, safer, and that way I don't waste as many resources on the fusion. So yeah, but the Dungeon Divers will slowly creep our way up to that number. I think it's going to be a bit of a slog to get there though. Like I said, I think I said this. I tried to record the video earlier, but it got a little messed up. But I'm making a spreadsheet of all of the stage 1 through 10 hard and how much energy you need for the Dungeon Divers and for the tournaments and all that stuff. And then you can compare it to whatever stage you want, stage 20 or higher for the normal stages. And I think it'll be pretty cool. So I'll post the video later today. For the arena bonuses, I did end up getting some. I just got the 2 speed in Fire Knight, Dragon, and Ice Golem, just because it's like super cheap. It's only 50 for it, and I think like just any little bit of speed that you can get might help your runs be a little more consistent. And I think too, like the accuracy and resistance, just like getting that initial one is kind of nice too, because it's almost 10 accuracy, which is like a big glyph. So I think if you get stuff like that, it can slowly help. Like if you get one in the accuracy, speed, I just got one in defense and HP percentage because I wanted to see how much it impacted my champions, and it is not very significant, at least for the defense. Like 373 HP I feel like is quite a bit. I don't know, in my head the 23 defense doesn't seem as beneficial though. So yeah, but you can see like if you're able to get that up to 10 or 20%, it's like, I mean 20%, that's what, like 3000 HP, and it's like 200 defense. So it'll definitely help your champions, and then the extra 20 speed is pretty insane too. So yeah, I'll probably end up getting the speed primarily for those, like, and the reason I'm focusing on these dungeons is because, well, so for Fire Knight, I kind of want to try and get past whatever stage I'm stuck on. I think it's 7, and see if I can consistently do 8, whichever one it is, because let me see, just so I'm not talking out of my ass. Yeah, so if I can get 7 done, because it's the off affinity for Gory, I think stage 8 I might be able to do like semi consistently, and then just try and get up to 9, and then if I could do 9, that would be sweet, and then I could try and focus on working on teams for stage 10. But it's very difficult, and stage 7 is super difficult just because Gory doesn't land the the freezes as often as he should. But I was doing it the first week, and I got the boss down to like 5 health, and I don't think I had Giant Slayer on Gory, and I don't think I had War Master on your Carl, and I'm regretting it so bad because now I have to waste so much energy just trying to do that. But oh well, it is what it is, and you know, eventually I think we'll get that done. So, but yeah, I'll probably focus on speed for Fire Knight, but like I'm not too concerned about it because, like I said, I don't think realistically I'm gonna get a team that's on farm for any stage higher than 5 for at least a while, and at least one that's like 99% win rate. But for Ice Golem, I can definitely get a team that's able to get 100% consistency, and then for Dragon, I'm at that like 95%, but I want to get it up to 100%, and I think if I boost up some of these stats, I'll be good. Fighter's Den, I already have a 30-second team, so I'm not focused on that. Hydra, I can clear Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard. I did end up switching my teams around, so I did a test. I didn't keep my keys, but for Nightmare, I was running this team, and all I did was switch out the Sham. He went in for Mighty Uko, and I still had plenty of provokes because Martyr's able to get back to her provoke because we have Sham on the team, and then the Head of Torment comes out. So that made it easier. So that team one keyed it the first time I tried it, and then for my team that I used on hard, it was this one, and they did like, I don't know, like 60 mil or something. They did more than enough to kill the boss. So that one works well, and then my brutal team I already had built, and they worked fine. So I only had to make one change, and I totally forgot about it last week. That's why I wasn't able to complete it. But yeah, yeah, I'm still just like so conflicted because I really want this guy. There's nowhere, it's kind of like Supreme Kale, except for the fact that Supreme Kale I don't think I would ever get again, where this guy I feel like I'll eventually pull him in shards, but the passive I think is just too good to not get. So we're gonna go for him and maybe regret it later, but I think if we're only using 4 sacreds, it's really not that bad. Like, because I was in my head this morning, I woke up and I said I'll probably pull 10 sacreds and get the guy, and I was like, if there was a guaranteed for him for 10 sacreds, I mean, I'd probably go for it, but it wouldn't be my favorite thing. But for 4, I think it's definitely worth it. I'm assuming it's going to be 4 sacreds, and then I haven't done the math out yet, but I think it'll be close to like 600 or 700 gems in energy for the dungeon divers because they take quite a bit. And that's because I'll probably do the hard mode stages for as many events as I can. Not Ice Golem probably, but for the other ones. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've got going on. Definitely wish there was a seer in here. Slowly working our way towards getting her. I feel like it was such a tease getting her like a week after I got the 5-star, but oh well. Yeah, but I think we will end it there. Like I said, I'm just gonna be farming dragon. I'll let you guys know how we're looking on it, but I think it's gonna be pretty good. I am gonna get a video out today on the dungeon diver points and that kind of spreadsheet that I made, because I think it'll really help people determine, you know, what's free to play accessible as far as fusion events and tournaments go, and it gives you an idea of like, okay, I need to stockpile this many gems for these fusion and fragment events, because I think most people are kind of like, yeah, you know, like it takes a little bit of gems to do them, but we'll get an actual quantifiable amount and we'll be able to kind of go from there. So I'm pretty excited to get that one out. But yeah, I'll leave you all to it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.